Jamaica. So where do we start? Do we start from PNP and JLP, or do we start from GACHAGUA being schooled by the Gen Z? All right, so welcome on board and be part of our community and discussion in the political situation as you actually see whatever is happening on the streets. The manifesto, let's start from the manifesto. So if you're keen about the Jamaican politics, and PNP and JLP are going hard on each other in different places, constituencies and general Jamaica setting. Now from December, I think it's by December, the Jamaican people will be voting the Prime Minister and other leaders in different constituencies. So a comparison, I did a comparison of the two parties, and here's what I got. So let me just show you what I've got. This is my thought. So the current leaders in 2025 race, we have the Jamaican Labour Party bringing in Andrew Holness. Of course, you know, he's been the current Prime Minister and doing so much on policing, education, technology, and different other aspects. On the other hand, we have the People's National Party, which has been having Mark Golding, the opposition leader. And if you don't know about them, let me show you the picture of the two as we proceed on this discussion. So, of course, this is Holiness, and this is Golding. So the race includes just the two. Who is the horse? Who is the horse in the race? So Jamaican people are one, you can actually contribute toward this discussion. I missed you people from Jamaica because of late, even though I've done some reaction the recent day when I was talking about the secret that were unraveled from PNP. But I didn't get to have time to get the Jamaican people here. I hope they'll be coming today. So, what is the founding date for Jamaican Labour Party, for those who do not know? Of course, I believe from my research, the Jamaican Labour Party was founded in 1943 by Alexandra Bustamante, right? I hope I'm right. And when you come to the People's National Party, it was founded in 1938 by Norman Manley, right? All right, so thank you so much. I've seen one like there. And today let's target 30 likes. All right, in 1 hour that is. So when I look at the political learning, or rather the political leaning of the two parties, the Jamaican Labour Party is center-right, pro-business, and market-driven. You know, center-right, pro-business, and market-driven. On the other hand, when I look at the politics of People's National Party, what I see is center-left, social-democratic, and I also see people-focused, right? So which one will the people go for? Will they go for the pro-business, market-driven, center-right party, that is the Jamaican Labour Party, or will they go for the redistribution, the center-left, social democratic people-focused party? So Wagon people from Jamaica, tell us what you'll go for. Currently, campaigns are going on. I've seen a lot in St. Elizabeth with a lot of politicians coming around, you know, raising comments here and there. Kume Shen, welcome in the house. Thank you so much for your presence. All right. Economic policy. Let's look at the economic policy of the Jamaican Labour Party and People's National Party. When you look at the Jamaican Labour Party in terms of the economic policy, of course, they Jamaican Labour Party are fiscal discipline, and they are IMF compliance and private sector led growth. All right, Islam Adan, hi, welcome on board. You look at PNP on the other side, they are focused towards redistribution, equity in taxation, and economic empowerment. So I don't know what the Jamaican people will go for, whether they'll be going for the physical discipline, IMF compliance, and private sector-led growth, or will they be going for the redistribution, equity in taxation, and economic empowerment? That's based on their manifesto, by the way. All right, so thank you for the 2 likes. Today we are targeting 30 likes, and I hope by the, 1 hour we'll be having that. I really appreciate you, Kwame Shin and Ismail Adan. Welcome in the house, and let's continue with this discussion for Jamaican politics and Kenyan politics. All right, thank you for the 3 likes. They are interested in the company of Peru. All right, David Kimutai, welcome. Thank you so much. I'm very fine. I hope you're fine. So welcome on board. And join us, subscribe to the channel if you've not subscribed, give us the likes and share the video. All right, so thank you so much for the growth. We are growing together slowly by slowly, and I'm hoping that by next month, by a time like this, we'll be having at least 500 subscribers and enough watch hours as we progress towards monetization. Thank you, and welcome on board. Ismail Adan has given a like. Thank you so much. Welcome on board. Jacinta Waitiri, welcome. Hello. Welcome, Jacinta Waitiri. Shout out to you, Ismail Adan. Shout out to you, David Kimutai. Shout out to you, Ismail Adan and Hume Shen. All right. So, JLP party in Jamaica. When you look at the crime and the security aspects, you realize that JLP is a party that focuses towards zones of special operation, that is ZOSO, and they have enhanced police powers. Of course, when you look at the technology and what they showed us, I hope you saw the current technology. Now, on the other hand, PNP is focused towards community policing, reform in justice system. They actually want people to go to the mainstream, to the people, and do the policing. And they want reforms in the justice system. You know, Jamaica has actually faced a lot of problems in the policing. That's why both parties have their manifesto founded on that. Ismail Adan is like mommy capital of Africa. I'm not getting the question, Ismail Adan. You're saying mommy, all right? Ismail Adan is like technology science mommy, all right? Technology for PNP or JLP. All right, when you look at the educational policy, you find that JLP party is focused towards expansion of STEM. I hope all of you understand that. They also focus on technical education and school infrastructure, you know. On the other hand, PNP is focused towards equitable access and funding reforms, then digital inclusion, right? Health policy, JLP is focused towards public-private partnership and hospital upgradation. On the other hand, PNP is focused towards universal access, no user fees, and better mental health care. They believe that the society has a lot of mental issues because of what a Jamaican society has faced. Whereas JLP believes in hospital upgrades so that they better hospitals and they have public-private partnerships. The other thing that I discovered is when you look at housing and land, JLP is interested in affordable housing projects, and that's why Holiness actually was launching some houses earlier, whereas PNP is focused towards land reform, securing land titles, and social housing focus. Youth and empowerment, JLP is focused towards HOPE programs, that is training and scholarships, apprenticeship, while PNP is focused towards youth entrepreneurships, fund, and job creation through innovation. Going towards social justice. In social justice, JLP is focused on welfare to work transition, whereas PNP is focused on minimum wage increase, social protection net. The climate change manifesto, JLP is focused towards infrastructure, resilience, green energy investments, whereas PNP is focused towards just transition and renewable energy, as well as community conservation, Looking into diaspora relations, JLP is focused on engagement for investment and diaspora bonds, whereas PNP is focused on representation in Senate and remittance incentives. So guys, continue subscribing and liking the videos as we proceed. We are almost finishing the manifesto so that we can go to other discussions and also come back to the aspect of Gachagua and also discuss matters to do with the Matiang'I in Kenya. So right, we've had also aspect to do with the Ismail Adan is like traditional for celebrate, therefore, all right? Okay, so diaspora relations, JLP is focused on engaging investment and diaspora bonds, while, all right, I already said that. Let me go to corruption and governance. JLP are promising people integrity commission and digital transparency systems, whereas PNP is promising people constitutional reforms, anti-corruption agency empowerment. And lastly, when you look at vision slogan, JLP are like stronger future, JLP, whereas PNP is like people's before profits. People's before profits. So I don't know, Jamaican people in the house, Wagwan, what do you go for? Do you go for PNP or JLP? Now, as I was looking at Holiness and Golding, I'll be talking about JLP first. So when we look at the key candidates for Prime Minister and high office, of course, the JLP party, Ines Goroz. Hi, welcome in the house. Thank you so much for your presence. Consider to like the video, subscribe, and share my videos. You can actually recommend my channel to your friends if you think I'm doing what's great. And also, just motivate me to keep going. It's not easy. It's not easy. It's not easy. Right. So Prime Minister position, of course, in JLP, we know that it's Andrew Holiness, and the current, of course, he's the current Prime Minister, former Minister of Education, strong supporter of infrastructure and foreign investment, right? When you look at Finance Minister from the end of JLP, there is Nigel Clark, Dr. Nigel Clark, the Oxford-trained economist focused on economic stability and debt reduction. Of course, I showed you the picture of Holiness. Let me show you the picture of Nigel Clark. Right here. This is him here. This is Nigel Clark, right? Yeah. So let's proceed into the discussion surrounding JLP. So JLP have also an education minister, and that is Fayal. Is he called Fayval? Fayval Williams, who is focused on digital expanding STEM. That is why in the manifesto they are focused on the STEM aspect. So let's look at Fayval Williams here. All right, Fayval Williams. Here he is, he comes. Not he, but she. Guys, that is Fayval Williams, a lady. Now let's go ahead and see other facts about JLP. JLP, when you look at national security, all right, Islam Adan in Kenya, Owino Babu must be a member of parliament because he is my young brother with inelegant mind. Let's come to Kenya, please. All right, we're coming to Kenya. Just give me a while because I was doing Jamaican versus Kenya, because actually I have audience from Jamaica who have been supporting me, so it will be unfair for me not to discuss. But some few minutes I'll be coming to Kenyan politics, right? Just some few minutes. All right. So Yagmuro, oh, thank you so much. Welcome back. Yeah, I saw you the other day. Thank you for always coming back and watching. It's a pleasure actually to have you always being here. So for those who are waiting for Kenyan politics, just give me some few minutes, I'll be there. And of course, Ismail Adan, everybody's like, Babu Wino should go on, even if ODM will not be standing with him, he will be independent candidate and he will win. And of course, regardless of what people say, like what we had Miguna talking about Babu Wino, a lot of people really appreciate Babu Wino because he is really on the ground doing it, you know, and he has that will, the determination, the focus. He reaches to the people, so they many people are actually hoping that he will be running for the gubernatorial, not just MP, but gubernatorial seat of Nairobi. And they are hoping that he'll go for it. So thank you so much, Yagumuroi, for coming here. You always supporting me. Thank you so much and welcome. All right, so national security, JLP is going for Dr. Horace Chang. Let me show. And Dr. Horace Chang is an advocate of firm crime measures and intelligence-led policing. So let's look at him. Horace Chang. Yeah, so just be patient with me for those who are waiting for Kenyan politics. This is Horace Chang. If you don't know his face, here he is. All right, Horace Chang. That is the member who is actually going to seek a position of national security. Now, let's quickly run to PNP and look at what they have. Of course, I showed you Mark Golding for Prime Minister, a corporate lawyer, businessman, and a social justice advocate. And he was the former justice minister. Now, when you come to finance and planning, what are they going for? Julian Robinson. So I'll be showing you Julian Robinson, who is Tech Forward Advocate Equity in Budgeting. Julian Robinson. All right, here it is. Julian Robinson, here he is for Jamaica. Right here. All right, you saw that? I hope it was clear, or rather there. All right, let's get to another member. We have Damian Crawford, education, popular youth voice, supports free tertiary education, of course. Damian Crawford. Damian Crawford. Here. Then finally, in PNP, we have national security. Peter Banting pushes for holistic crime prevention and accountability in the police force. Peter Banting. All right, so here is Peter Banting. I hope you can see this picture here. It's clear, right? Yeah. So that is PNP and JLP for you. So guys, the summary is that the areas that both parties have touched is the economy, approach to crime, approach to governance, and approach to engagement, diaspora. All right, so Ismail Adan, hi. Okay, footballer. That's good. So, all right. And of course, remember that Kenya is hosting football in 2027, right? 2027 elections and football at Kasar. Is it Talanta? Talanta Sports Grounds, which is being constructed almost near Jamhuri. All right, so be aware, Ismail Adan, for that. If your dream is football, actually football is being hosted in Kenya. It's going to be hosted in Kenya in 2027. So football is here for us, and of course, for those who are serious about investment, be sure that 2027 you can run a lot of business. You know, Dahao Sharif, welcome on board. Thank you so much for coming here. I really appreciate. Is it Kasarani Stadium, or they'll be also doing from Talanta? You know, Talanta is being constructed around Jamhuri. I saw that. There's a lot of workers waking up in the morning and going there. What are they doing there? You know, I saw something to do with the Talanta stadium being constructed, and I think it's near Jamhuri, if I'm not wrong. So Ismail Adan is saying Kasarani Stadium. Of course, I know Kasarani Stadium also is a big one, but is it enough? Is it the only one that will be actually allowing the sporting? Okay, let me spare that for another day as we discuss politics here. So, of course, you can see the difference between PNP and JLP clearly from the manifesto I've shared, just because some people asked I talk about it. Good night, baby. All right, so now PNP are actually, Venetia and Malone deliver passed a message saying that PNP are frustrated. And away from that, I saw a lot of young people not liking PNP. I don't know why. Let me just play some few clips and tell me why. Watch the game. All right. Thank you. I'll be doing so. So let's get here.
PNP hates Jamaica and nobody can convince me otherwise.
Angelness me a vote for this year. Angelness me can get a good road now and a better pay. And if you see me alone, about 300 they follow me too. Rep. PNP not go like that song, yeah. Andrew Wood, the prime minister. Granny used to say what due to Caesar motivating.
I don't want to maintain music. You know, when you play music, it brings copyright aspect in your video.
When it comes on to certain topics, you would think that there would be a general consensus. Topics like crime and violence, violence against women, protecting our kids in whatever capacity.
All right, Ismail Adan, I'm really liking your support. Thank you so much.
Would be 10 toes down. But no, PNP has to oppose for opposing sake. No matter how good the initiative is, they just have to find something to nitpick at. Because there's no way in this day that this JLP administration has found a solution to transport the nation's school children safely. And the PNP is going to be so disrespectful, so dismissive about an initiative. I really have to ask myself.
Yeah, so guys, when you listen to the young people in Jamaica, it's like the Gen Zs I saw in USA talking to Gachagua, reminding him that he has to actually work at his policies now and manifesto early enough is if he really wants to lead the nation. And I think that many leaders need to listen to young people because young people have a point and some of them are very courageous. They are not afraid of pointing out what they think is not right. And this is one of the things that even our government has not been considering and causing a lot of problems when it's so easy to just listen and consider what people think about what should be. Now let's get to see this, for example. We've been listening to Gachagua speaking around, especially since he stepped in America, and I think you had clear yesterday. Was it yesterday or Saturday when young people had to challenge him, and I think he should be taking the challenge, and any other leader in Kenya. Because it's not only him who does this. You look at Millie Ojambo, look at Mbadi. Recently when they were in Homa Bay, what did they do? They switched to their language, even though the event was actually carrying a lot of people, variety from different places. Get to see even people like Khalwale. Sometimes you find they are switching to their language. You find people like whenever they're in Uasin Gishu, people switch to Kalenjin. They want to speak in their language. So the simple question is, what should they do? So we had this young girl actually kind of educating Gachagua, and I liked it because if he's going to take the advice, then the narrative will change, right? Ismail Adan, is Owino Babu ready to vie for presidential seat? Because so far what I've heard from him, he wants to vie for the gubernatorial seat. He wants to be the governor of Nairobi first, I think, before he can go for the presidential. But he can actually help to endorse another candidate, because people are talking today, and I heard from a given studio, and they were saying that the best thing, I think it was TV47, I had a discussion where they were saying at least Raila should think and endorse somebody else who will vie for the presidential seat from ODM. Or we have also somebody else coming up strongly, whether it's Matiang'I or whoever, so that they get Ruto out of office. And Ruto was like, I've heard their plan. They just want to pull me out of office. Then they have a plan, but they don't have a plan yet. I don't know. Kenyans can answer the question. For all those who are on this platform, I don't know what you think. So the young lady here from America actually challenged Gachagua, and I think it was a good advice. It was more of an advice, right? So let's listen to this.
Tupatie 2 minutes, ndio, because of time, ndio. Yes.
Oh, hi everybody. Hi, truthful man. Hi, cousins. My name is Valentine Githai, Wanjiro Githai. I'm here for representing the 625 movement, so June 25th movement. We are a number of us. Some of us are here, some of us are still coming, and we are Gen Zs. And Mheshimiwa, we are here to tell you the truth. And if we don't tell you the truth as Gen Zs, we are doomed to fail, and Kasongo will be back in power. And that is the truth. We have many questions, but because of time, I won't address the questions. I'll just stick to the point. You need, Mheshimiwa, to start positioning yourself as a national leader, not as a tribal leader. And I know many people won't like what I'm saying, but it's the truth. The first mistake that has been done in this event is speaking Kikuyu. And me, I'm from Madera, Karandi, Numete Wito. So not everyone knows Kikuyu, but I know a little bit. And unless that is addressed, then all this will be for nothing. Because the moment we position ourselves as Kikuyu, another tribe also positions themselves at a certain...
Definitely. Oh, all right. So thank you so much, Gimyaz Umarov. Welcome. Salam alaikum. Salam alaikum. You already said salam, so I can say alaikum salam. All right. Thank you. And Ismail Adan is like, Kasongo must go. It must. It is a must. 2027. We are hoping that Gen Zs will do the job, of course, especially when it comes to the aspect of taking the voter's card and voting. Because that is the only failure most Kenyans have. Like, we talk about the change, but we don't go for it. How? When it comes to voting, we let the older generation vote, and the young people sit back. So the only campaign that I really wish for, currently people must do a lot of sensitization to inform every young person that every vote counts. Gimiyaz Umarov, that's Turkey? No. That flag is normally very beautiful. From which country? Oh my God. Uzbekistan? Uzbekistan. That's a beautiful flag. All right. So what I'm actually thinking of is I hope that young people will actually take the ID cards, the voters cards, and they'll be going to queue to vote. Because one failure that we have as a country, people want change, but when it comes to voting, they say, oh, we are disillusioned. After all, they'll just rig. After all, I don't know what will happen. After all, the systems are made. And that, what are you saying, Ismail? My fats. I don't know. I don't know. All right. So it happens that if people actually don't vote, then what happens? Yeah. It happens that then same systems that we are against or we've complained about for 5 years recycle and the problems continue. And then the next leader automatically comes knowing that I must be there for 10 years again, you know? My big brother Owino, Ismail Adan. All right, I've heard you talk about, is it Babu Owino you're referring to? I hope so, because that is currently the one we know in government. And of course, everybody likes what he's doing, maybe save for few people, but Babu Owino, of course, I know, and many people actually appreciate what he's doing, and we are hoping that he will get a chance to actually serve the people, you know? Yeah, we hope so. We really hope so. So, guys, I don't know where people are disappearing to, and so many people requested that we do live stream on political aspects from 9, and actually I switched my time to this moment because many people requested that we do live streams for political discussions from 9 so that they support what you're doing. But I'm hoping that they'll be coming, no problem. So, the schooling that this lady gave to Gachagua is not only applicable to Gachagua, it applies to everybody else, And of course, if Gachagua is changing that narrative of just talking in Kikuyu and talking about Murima, the Murima narrative is gone. He should now be addressing the aspect of Kenya at large, you know. So we don't want to see the situation where Natembeya is representing Luya. Musyoka Kalonzo representing the Kamba. Then we see who else? Maraga or Matiang'I representing the Kisii. Then we see another candidate cropping up from Luo saying we are representing the Luo. That is a very, you know, hapless piano, or rather guitar, because it ends up giving us zero results. And it ends making Kenya look like everybody is pulling, you know, the rope towards their direction. But when we have a strategic leadership whereby people are speaking in one and we are not actually looking at shares, the way, you know, Gachagua is being asked a lot of questions. Like some people are now asking him, you told me you could not hire me because I did not have shares. Now, how am I sure that when you become the president, you will not tell me that I don't have shares in the government, you know? These are sad moments sometimes. Now, let's go back to the lady from USA and hear what she says again.
And before we know it, we are back to the same problem.
Yep.
I watched a speech about you in Boston, and the speech was a good speech, but there's something you said that Kikuyus took economic, are more hardworking, I'm paraphrasing, economic, we've grown the country. But we have done that because we are a beneficiary of the system of Jomo Kenyatta. We cannot say that there are other people from other tribes who are not hardworking. They are. It's just like the whites here. We have that sense of entitlement as Kikuyus, and it has to stop. And if I don't say that, I will not be telling Mheshimiwa the truth. We want Kasongo to go, but we have to say the truth. And what else? Right now, I can't think of any other thing because we are still waiting for the program. But thank you so much.
All right. So I liked that that part of what the lady said. Why? Because now it changes the narrative of politicians in Kenya,
public rally in
so that
Baltimore,
whenever now
Maryland,
they
as
come
part of
out,
his US
you know, when they come out, let them address us as Kenyans. Let them not address us as Luyas, Kalenjin, Luos, Coastorian people, Kambas, you know. Address Kenyans as Kenyans. That's what we want. We want an aspect whereby we'll talk as Kenyans and not as a region. So that we know that as we pick the leader to go represent us, they are going to represent the entire country and they are going to serve all of us, you know. They are going to change the narrative for all of us. And of course, I believe all Kenyans, whether you come from Isiolo, you come from Turkana, you come from Nyabohanze, you come from, Busia, you come from Malaba, whether you come from Nyanza, you come from working. All Kenyans are very hardworking. That is why you see, like, you just see a small shopping center, you find different people selling different things. Maybe there are those who are good at selling cereal, there are those who are good at selling wood or timber, there are those who are good at selling clothes, there are those who are good at electronics, and all that. We also see those who are very busy in farms, you know, plowing and harvesting sugarcane, harvesting rice, harvesting, maize, harvesting different crops. So when you go to schools, I've seen schools from Garissa to Isiolo to, Kibwezi to Mwatate to, Mombasa to Lamu to Western. Everywhere, students are going to school. Their parents are struggling so that their kids go to school. And so I don't think there is a community in Kenya which is more hardworking than the other. It's only that we have different aspects and talents and abilities, and also maybe the aspect of bonding or uniting towards a certain force is there. But we can learn from each other. Come on. We can learn from each other. And once we learn from each other, then what happens? All right? Thank you so much, Ismail Adan. Ismail Adan, you look like you can be a very good facilitator. Or moderator. You can be a very good moderator for my channel, actually encouraging people to come on and participate and engage in discussion, and even engage them instead of actually me doing it myself. And it makes matters easy for me because now I focus on the topic as you moderate and enhance them, encourage them to join, encourage them to go on, like, and what have you. Thank you so much for your contribution. Yeah, and I really appreciate that. I hope that as the channel grows, you'll actually be here with us all the time and become a moderator. We will be inspiring and growing with us together. I'm so appreciative for you to take this role even when I've not asked. It's good of you. Yeah, so we saw Gachagua then responding to what the lady had said and trying to explain flimsily about, did he explain something to do with a certain man? I don't know what he said. I can't paraphrase.
Gachagua stated that Ruto personally confirmed,
perhaps for himself to run.
There's some part.
Gachagua also pointed to 2027 elections, rendering the...
I want to get this part. Why not Joseph Wambura? Thank you so much for coming on board. I remember you. You are also here another time. Thank you for always coming back to support my channel. And I think you are the one who, I don't know if you are the one who requested that we do from 9 or 7 in the morning. And 7 has become very tricky, but I'm trying at 9. So I'll be consistent, maybe try at 9 all the time so that we grow together. So, Gachagua responded to the GNC. Responded to the GNC at USA, in USA. And what did he say? I don't know if any of you was actually aware of what he said, but let me just check and see what he will be telling this lady. Here is the response.
William Ruto, because there's nothing else he can say. It's an expert in cleaning.
And what else?
My goodness. All right. So welcome so much. Why not Joseph Wambura? And I think Ismail is doing a great job of welcoming people. And I really appreciate. Thank you for those who are on board, and you can like the video. Consider liking the video. Don't go with the like. It's very important to me. The like is very important to me. It adds up to engagement level, and it also motivates me. I always tell you that it's like glucose. When you are racing and you're tired and you're feeling like you're sweating so much and you get glucose, you get that energy to go on. So thank you so much. Let's get to what Ruto said in Isiolo. We'll be checking for that. But meanwhile, let's see what Gachagua responded to the lady and see, does it really stand out? Yeah. And we'll be going to what Ruto said in Isiolo.
William Ruto is an expert in creating narratives. He is very good. And many people fall for it, have fallen for it before. He created a narrative against Uhuru Kenyatta that he's a drunkard, and he convinced us Uhuru Kenyatta is a drunkard and is useless. And we all disobeyed Uhuru Kenyatta, embarrassed him, shamed him, because William Ruto convinced us that Uhuru Kenyatta is a drunkard, is a useless man. And he deceived all of us. We hated our own president, our own son, and refused to listen to him. He is very good at creating narrative. That narrative that Rigathi Gachagua is tribal is a narrative created by William Ruto, because there is nothing else he can say about me. I have not been involved in corruption. Had I been involved in corruption, he would have been taken me to court by now. Had I done a single deal with the government, today I would be in prison. He has nothing against me, because anything I have said.
All right. So I've always asked why Gachagua is not arrested. All the time they say they'll arrest him, they don't arrest him. So I don't know whether the narrative he's giving here is truthful, or again, it's a way to blindfold us. I don't know. But what he's saying, he is actually sharing that he normally has started from the mountain because there was a narrative surrounding him that was created. Now, guys, let's check on, Ismail has told us something about Isiolo. What Ruto said in Isiolo. Let's check for that. It's very interesting. Politics is sweet, guys. So what is this that he said? Let's check. That was in February. Is it February or recent? Isiolo tensions rise. Oh, that is one day ago. Of course, there is a time President Ruto went to Isiolo and he was heckled. Then after that, we saw that the young people being actually flogged, some arrested. All that happened in a commotion in February 2025. So Standard has actually written something to do with the Isiolo tension rising as Ruto meets delegation backing the ousted speaker. And what happens? So there was a recent visit to State House by a group of elders allied to the gazetted County Assembly Speaker Mohamed Robert Goto. And this has actually ignited a lot of political firestorm in Isiolo. And leaders allied to Governor Abdi Guyo have criticized the visit, accusing delegation of prioritizing personal political interests over the needs of Isiolo residents. So President William Ruto met the group on Wednesday, I believe, just weeks after the Senate dismissed an attempt to impeach Governor Guyo. Now, the visit has fueled a lot of disputes about the legitimacy of Isiolo County Assembly Speaker. And that's what is boiling in the environment. So let's check on what he said. What exactly did he say? Because I'm trying to check for that. Anybody who knows can contribute towards the discussion. so that we get to understand what exactly happened. They were pushing forward a transformation agenda, and I cannot actually get anything to do with a video on the same. I wish I got any video about the Isiolo residence aspect, because the only thing we remember is the chanting that happened in February. But the recent visitation seems still to be a kind of private aspect, and a lot of fury is rising in the country day after day, from different regions and from different people. But still, there are people who are very selfish, and that's why you can see like Mbadi. You can see Mbadi has been defending the government so far since he stepped in office. We have also seen Oparanya. Oparanya has been there to support everything that the government is doing. Now, there is a day he said peremende, anakula peremende, sasa heri anyamaze, because peremende iko kwa mdomo, ataongea nini. You see, that is the selfishness of Kenyans, because once they get the peremende in their mouth, they don't speak. Wao wanaendelea kumumunya tu, as the rest of the citizens suffer, So, looking in the 5 months earlier, there was a speech that was furious at Isiolo. This was the speech I remember.
Not all
Let's just check this. I
equal.
won't play the entire.
Total is engineered to be 3 times more effective at
Right here.
Barabara ya lami itaenda mpaka Kula Mawe, iende mpaka Modogashe na itoke Modogashe. Hiyo barabara vile vile itaenda Samata, alafu iende Wajia, alafu iende Tarbaj, iteremuke Elwak mpaka ifike Ramo na ifike Mandera. Hiyo barabara ndio itafungua sehemu hii iwe transport corridor mpya ambayo italeta maendeleo katika sehemu hii ya watu wa Isiolo County, na tuunganishe Isiolo na Moyale ndio Isiolo iweze kupiga hatua ya kwenda mbele. Watu wa Isiolo tumekubaliana? Hebu nione wala wanasema tumekubaliana, kazi hiyo iendelee kabisa. 250 million, national government itaweka 250 million, tujenge Isiolo hoye.
All right, so that is what happened in February in Isiolo, and of course after the heckling, it didn't go so well with the people of Isiolo. Wycliffe Abuga, welcome on board, and thank you so much. You can like the video as we proceed. So, from such aspect, I don't know, people from Isiolo, how much has been given so far, and has the road started? Barabara ya Elwak imefikia wapi? Tumefika Mogadishu ama bado? Are we still constructing the road? Because the road really created a lot of fuss, mpaka ikaenda drama festival. It also created a lot of headlines. So far, what has happened? Now, of course, when you look at that, that is why Gachagua was saying that Ruto is very good at forming, he's very good at forming narratives. Very good at forming narratives. And he reminded, I think Gachagua reminded Raila of something here. He came up and told Raila that he should be sure that this old man will lie to him. Let's just check this one here. Let's check here.
Only to later undermine him.
Ile kitu hiyo Kasongo ataonesha wewe. Uliza mimi. The guy is pretending to be nice to you, but utakuja kuniambia. when he brought Raila, nikamuuliza huyu mzee umemleta babana, we are just managing this mzee, tumtafutie kitu kidogo ya kukula nyamaze.
According to GACHAGUA,
It's very funny. It's very funny but sad at the same time, you know. We laugh at this, but at the same time it's very, 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 very sad, you know. Why? Because if Ruto is a master of lying, yeah, if Ruto is a master of lies, then what is going to happen if he takes the next 5 years? We've fed on his lies already for 5 years, and he's going to feed us with more lies later. And he has a good way of always proving that he has done it, even when he has not. And remember, there was a clear communication that was said to the Gen Zs. Now remember, when they were mentioning something to do with Morara, I don't know, currently Morara is actually has staged a way to return money to the citizens, you remember? Let's just see the latest on Morara. So Morara Kebaso came up and he could use the strategy of unraveling the, you know, what has not happened yet, you know, the project that have not been launched and completed. And he went around actually getting some money from citizens so that he can go around the country, of course, digging out the ghost projects, you know. Unfortunately, in the process, a lot of sagas were dark surrounding his business, surrounding the taxes, surrounding all that. And this had been somebody, was it Kuria? Moses Kuria and also this guy from Mungiki had already mentioned that something of this sort is going to happen to Morara. That they are going to call him, they'll try first to buy him to their side, then they are going to make him silent by telling him, we are going to tell on you. They are also going to lay sagas on him, and once he's silent, he will never try politics anymore. Now, that was to test his muscles when they decided to say that he has not cleared taxes, that his name is tainted because he collected money. All right, you know, I don't know why Morara has decided to go return the money to the people. Because after all, he used the money. We saw him walking around. He went to places talking and informing people about projects that he had toiled. So I don't know why he has come out after the police hands. He first said that he's walking out of politics because citizens are not for him and he cannot represent himself. Now, look at what he's doing. By 25th, this is Morara Kebaso. Morara Kebaso has decided to launch M-Pesa, a refund project to drive his name. Ismail, we just have about 7 minutes, but it's okay if time is bad. All right. So Morara Kebaso has decided that he's going to return the money. I don't know how possible this will be, you know. All right. Thank you. Thank you, people. Thank you. Good night for those who are actually maybe going to sleep like Adan. You know, tomorrow is work day also. So thank you for your support and present and active moderation of the channel. I really appreciate. So looking at Morara Kebaso, we've also looked at Makore. Makore joined ODM. And he's under the umbrella of Raila Odinga. And of course, when you look at Raila Odinga, currently, I don't know. Because when you look at the aspect of the reason why even Sifuna is coming out loud enough, it's because Raila cannot speak so loud. He already got into the broad-based government and promised that he will allow peace. So instead of him talking, he's letting Sifuna speak for him, represent him. But he knows very well that he's speaking for the party. And the only problem is that now some of the people from not Rift Valley, but Nyanza, feel like, why is he preferring Sifuna? So there is a war within ODM that actually is targeting people like Babu Wino and Sifuna, who are vocal on their own. And that is why, again, we are seeing the silencing starting. like Sudi saying that Sifuna had asked for 300 million shillings, and when he was not given, he refused to be part of the broad-based. Why did he keep quiet all that while? Because the broad-based government was not formed today. It was formed long ago. Why did he keep quiet all that while? You know, you may wonder why this had to happen. So, guys, Gen Zs are doing a great job informing the leaders on the truthful aspects and even the opposition. Now, let's get to Matiang'i, for example. I saw something about Matiang'i, and what I discovered is that he was making a lot of effort. And while he's giving such an effort, I don't know why he's choosing to have people use the same song, Matiang'i, Chalala, Chalala. You know, that one was more of ODM song. I wish he could get some other creative person coming up with a different song, you know. So let's just look at the current aspect on Matiang, you know, because he has been giving speeches, and a week ago, this is what he had to say.
News will invest 2.5 billion shillings to boost agricultural funding for small and medium enterprises in Kenya.
Good evening. I elected to speak from here, and I told the organizers to indulge me because proximity is very important. I want to be close to you as I engage with you. First of all, allow me to take this opportunity to thank the Lord for all of you wonderful people. Leaders or aspiring leaders. We can't love your money and the remittances that you're making, but we don't love your contribution. My first challenge to you wonderful people is that you need to participate in electing the leaders of Kenya, so that then you can hold people to account. So because I'm a presidential candidate, I took it upon myself to begin conversations with people on how we can make this happen. And this morning I was talking to the people at the mission, and Mr. Maura, we agreed that you are going to form a small team that brings together leaders and representatives from other cities in the US, so that we can complete a proposal on how we can increase the polling stations in the US from the current 3 to 10 or 15, and then begin a process of sensitizing the Kenyans who are here to participate in the electoral process environment within the Horn of Africa. Believe me when I say this to you, because of my exposure and travel, we are some of the hardest working people on the continent. And, you know, we have one of the most educated populations.
All right. So that was Matiang for you, you know. That was Matiang for you. I saw something else. The latest, where is it? I don't know why the video is not playing anymore. But the reality is that Matiang is pushing it, GACHAGUA is pushing it. So at the end of the day, who is going to pick the mantle? Because many people are believing that it's either Matiang or GACHAGUA. While from ODM side, we saw Sifuna saying that GACHAGUA is not a viable member because after all, he was impeached. So let's wait for the rest, but keep updated about politics. Live Saga TV, we believe in positive change, and we believe that that positive change is going to be brought around by you and me through possibly thinking out, analyzing, understanding the system, understanding the leaders, those who are vying, the current problems, the manifesto, the reality about these people, and not what they say only, but what they can do. And maybe through looking at what they have done earlier and their capability, then we can actually guess to see who can do what. Because formerly we were lied to through manifesto that was just verbal and not applicable, you know. So have a good night. Thank you for supporting me, and I really appreciate your presence. Bye-bye.